It's Tangled Threads o'clock, and I'm Tiberius Templeton, the man who tells stories so peculiar they make my therapist question my sanity. So, buckle up and get ready to have your mind tangled. My girlfriend tried to seduce my dad for money. I never thought I would have to write this, but I am in absolute shock and heartbreak right now. My girlfriend, the person I thought I loved and trusted, tried to seduce my own father for money. It all started a few months ago when my dad, who is a wealthy businessman, offered to help my girlfriend and I out financially. We were struggling to make ends meet, and he wanted to give us a helping hand. Of course, I was grateful and accepted his offer. Things seemed fine at first, but then my girlfriend started acting strange. She would constantly talk about how much money my dad had and how we could have a better life if we had access to it. I tried to brush it off as her being ambitious, but then things took a turn for the worse. I don't know if I am hearing banjos or horror music right now. Anyway, one day, I came home early from work and found my girlfriend in my dad's study. She was sitting on his lap, wearing a revealing outfit, and whispering in his ear. I was shocked and furious. I confronted her, and she admitted that she was trying to seduce him for money. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. How could someone I loved and trusted do something so disgusting and immoral? My dad was equally shocked and disgusted. He immediately cut off all financial support and told her to leave his house. I thought that was the end of it, but my girlfriend wasn't done yet. She started calling and texting my dad, begging him to give her another chance. She said she would do anything for him if he just gave her the money she needed. I was disgusted by her behavior, but at the same time, I couldn't help but feel betrayed by my own father. I couldn't understand how he could even consider giving her another chance after what she had done. We had always been close, and I felt like he had let me down. Despite my anger and hurt, I decided to confront my dad about it. I wanted to know why he would even entertain the idea of giving her more money after what she had done. He told me that he was lonely and vulnerable, and my girlfriend had taken advantage of that. He said that he was sorry, and that he would never do anything like that again. I was relieved to hear him say that, but at the same time, I couldn't shake the feeling of betrayal. My girlfriend had hurt me in a way that I never thought was possible, and my dad had let her do it. I didn't know if I could ever trust either of them again. In the end, I decided to break things off with my girlfriend. I couldn't be with someone who would stoop so low for money, and I knew that our relationship would never be the same. As for my dad, we've started to rebuild our relationship, but it's still a work in progress. I love him, but I can't forget what happened. I never thought that something like this could happen to me. I always thought that my relationship with my girlfriend was solid, and that my dad had my back no matter what. That I was wrong. People can surprise you, and sometimes the ones you love can hurt you the most. I hope that anyone reading this can learn from my experience. Trust is fragile, and once it's broken, it's hard to repair. Always be careful who you trust, and never let money come between you and the people you love. It's not worth it in the end. I didn't expect for this video to start this way, but who am I kidding? Your opinion on this story matters so much that I am refusing to bathe until I hear it. So please, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Let's continue with another story. Girlfriend breaks up with me because I wouldn't lend her $1,000. We've only been dating for 2 weeks. I never expected my girlfriend to break up with me over money, especially not after only 2 weeks of dating. But that's exactly what happened when she asked me to lend her $1,000, and I said no. We had only been seeing each other for a short while, but things had been going well. We met at a coffee shop, and our first conversation lasted for hours. We had so much in common, and I felt like I had finally found someone who understood me. Over the next couple of weeks, we went on several dates, and things were progressing quickly. We had talked about our future together, and I was starting to feel like this was the real deal. But then she asked me for a loan. There's a word for that, my friend. Anyway, at first, I thought it was just a joke. We had only been dating for 2 weeks, and she was asking me for $1,000. But as the conversation went on, I realized that she was serious. She told me that she needed the money to pay off some bills, and that she would pay me back as soon as possible. I wanted to help her, but I just didn't feel comfortable lending her that much money so early on in our relationship. So I told her no. She didn't take it well. She accused me of not caring about her and not wanting to help her when she needed it. I tried to explain my reasoning, but she wouldn't listen. Eventually, she stormed out of my apartment, slamming the door behind her. I didn't hear from her for a few days, and I assumed that she had decided to end things. But then I got a message from her on Facebook. It was a long, angry message accusing me of being selfish and heartless. She told me that she had expected more from me and that she didn't want to be with someone who couldn't help her in her time of need. I tried to respond to her message, but she had already blocked me. I was left feeling confused and hurt. I had thought that we had something special, but apparently all she cared about was money. It took me a while to get over the breakup, but eventually I moved on. I started seeing other people and trying to forget about her. But then, a few months later, she reached out to me again. She apologized for the way she had treated me and told me that she had realized that she was wrong. She explained that she had been going through a tough time and had made some poor decisions. She told me that she still cared about me and wanted to try again. I was hesitant at first, but I still had feelings for her, so I agreed to meet up with her. When we saw each other again, it was like no time had passed. We talked for hours, catching up on everything that had happened since we had last spoken. She told me that she had taken some time to work on herself, and that she had a better understanding of what was important in a relationship. She apologized again for the way she had treated me and promised that she would never put me in a position like that again. I could see that she was sincere, and I believed that she had changed. So we decided to give our relationship another chance. Things were different this time around. We took things slow and didn't rush into anything. We talked openly about our feelings and our goals for the future. And most importantly, we had mutual respect for each other's boundaries. Looking back on our breakup, I realized that it was a blessing in disguise. It showed me that my girlfriend was more concerned about money than our relationship, and it allowed me to see her true character. And it also gave her the opportunity to grow and learn from her mistakes. We've been together for over a year now, and our relationship is stronger than ever. We've been through ups and downs, but we always come out on the other side, stronger and more committed to each other. The incident with the loan taught us both a valuable lesson about the importance of communication and respecting each other's boundaries. We learned that it's okay to say no, and that a healthy relationship is built on trust and mutual respect. Looking back, I'm glad that I stood my ground and didn't lend her the money. It wasn't about the money, it was about setting a boundary and respecting myself. And in the end, it allowed us to build a stronger foundation for our relationship. I can't believe they got back together. I truly didn't see that coming, but to each his or her own. If I learned nothing else today, may it be how you feel about this story. I beg you to tell me in the comments section below. The next tale is waiting to be told. Girlfriend threatens to leave me if I don't buy her expensive perfume for Valentine's Day. I never thought that something as simple as Valentine's Day could become so complicated. I thought it was supposed to be a day of love, a day to celebrate the people we cherish in our lives. But apparently, for my girlfriend, it's all about the gifts. It started when we were browsing through a mall, and she stopped at a fancy perfume store. She grabbed a bottle of some designer perfume and told me how much she wanted it. I told her it was expensive and that I couldn't afford it right now. She didn't seem happy about it, but I thought nothing of it. Fast forward to Valentine's Day, and things took a turn for the worse. My girlfriend woke up early in the morning, looking expectantly at me. I had already planned a nice day out for us, with a picnic and a visit to a local art gallery. But she seemed uninterested. She wanted her perfume, and nothing else would do. I thought you loved me, she said, crossing her arms. If you loved me, you would get me what I want. I was taken back by her words. I love her, of course, but I couldn't afford to spend hundreds of dollars on a perfume. I tried to reason with her, telling her that we could do other things, and that I had planned a lovely day for us. But she wouldn't listen. If you don't get me that perfume, I'm leaving, she said, tears in her eyes. I was shocked. Was she really willing to throw away our relationship over a bottle of perfume? I didn't know what to do. I felt like I was in a lose-lose situation. If I bought her the perfume, I would be giving in to her demands and enabling her materialistic behavior. But if I didn't, I risked losing her. In the end, I didn't buy the perfume. We went on our planned outing, but it was clear that she wasn't happy. She barely spoke to me, and when she did, it was only to complain about how I didn't get her what she wanted. Now I am wondering if I did the right thing or not. Guys, I could use some advice here. I have some advice for you, but due to the nature of my job, I am unable to give it. Something like that. God forbid you keep your thoughts to yourself. The comments section is below. The next story awaits. My girlfriend sleeps with my brother because he has a nicer car. I never thought that my brother would betray me like this. We grew up together, and we were always there for each other. We were inseparable, and I thought we had a bond that nothing could ever break. But then, I met my girlfriend. We met at a party and hit it off right away. She was beautiful, smart, and had a great sense of humor. We started dating, and things were going great. I introduced her to my family, including my brother, and they seemed to get along well. But then, things started to change. One day, I came home early from work and found my girlfriend and my brother in the garage. They were laughing and having a great time, but something felt off. When they saw me, they quickly separated and acted like nothing was going on. I didn't think much of it at the time, but it stuck in the back of my mind. Is there a stronger word for cringe? Let me know in the comments below, please. A few weeks later, my girlfriend and I got into an argument. She accused me of being too controlling and not letting her have any fun. I didn't understand where this was coming from, but then she dropped the bombshell. She told me that she had been sleeping with my brother, and the reason why was because he had a nicer car. I was stunned. I couldn't believe that my own brother would do something like this, and I couldn't believe that my girlfriend would be so shallow. It felt like a punch to the gut. I asked her how long this had been going on, and she told me it had been going on for a few weeks. I felt sick to my stomach. I confronted my brother about it, and he denied it at first. But then, he admitted that it was true. He said that he didn't mean for it to happen, but my girlfriend had come on to him, and he couldn't resist. He also said that he was sorry, and that he would do anything to make it right. I didn't know what to do. I felt angry, hurt, and betrayed. I loved my girlfriend, but I couldn't forgive her for what she had done, and I didn't know if I could ever trust my brother again. I needed time to think, so I left the house and went for a walk. As I was walking, I realized that this wasn't just about my girlfriend and my brother. It was about me too. I had always been insecure about my finances and my car, and I realized that my girlfriend had been using that against me. She had been playing me, and I had been blind to it. When I got back home, I told my girlfriend that it was over. She tried to plead with me, but I was done. I packed her things and told her to leave. She left, and I haven't spoken to her since. As for my brother, I forgave him. It took some time, but I realized that he was human and he had made a mistake. We talked it out, and he promised never to do anything like that again. We're not as close as we used to be, but we're working on it. In the end, this whole experience taught me a lot about myself. I realized that I needed to be more confident in who I am and what I have, and not let other people's opinions and material possessions affect me. It also taught me that sometimes people we love can betray us, and we have to decide whether or not we're willing to forgive them. I'm still single now, but I'm happier than I was before. I've learned to love myself and appreciate what I have, and I'm not looking for someone to complete me. I know that I'm complete on my own. And as for my brother, he's doing his best to make things right between us. He's been there for me when I needed him, and I've been there for him too. Our bond isn't as strong as it used to be, but it's getting better every day. Looking back, I'm grateful for this experience. It was painful at the time, but it taught me valuable lessons that I'll carry with me for the rest of my life. I learned that material possessions are temporary, but relationships with loved ones are priceless. And I learned that forgiveness is possible, even when it seems impossible. So, if you're going through something similar, remember that it's not the end of the world. It's a chance to learn and grow and to become a stronger, better version of yourself. And if you're struggling to forgive someone, remember that forgiveness is a gift that you give to yourself as much as to them. It's not easy, but it's worth it in the end. What a day of delightful stories. Not clicking the bell when you subscribe only keeps you from the everlasting joy our channel will inevitably bring you. So click it now. Go ahead and click on the next video. I'm sure it'll be the highlight of your day.